My name is Amy, and I'm a 34-year-old art conservator. I live on an island called Garrick's 8, which is located in southwest London in the middle of the River Thames. The island is home to 22 houses and is named after the 18th century actor David Garrick. 8 years ago, I made an impulsive decision to move to the island after being priced out of the rental market in nearby Kingston-upon-Thames. The reason this was such a crazy decision is because the island has no land access and can only be reached by boat. I live with my 2 cats, Rambo and Anakin, as well as my dog Lemon. You may think that island life is all sunsets, kayaking and cocktails, but the realities of dealing with Mother Nature, temperamental boat engines, and the local wildlife always keeps you on your toes. Join me on this adventure as I renovate my house and garden, learn more than I ever thought there was to know about boating life on the Thames, and jump feet first into all the new experiences coming my way. Welcome to my island life. So I'm starting this week with a paint job. Oh, I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Well, let's not panic. Let's get the skin off, see what's underneath, give it a good mix up, and Bob's your neighbour. Okay, step 2, remove dirt and spider webs. Let's get painting! So I've been debating over what kind of wood to use for boxing in the flower bed on the patio. I wanted sleeper beams, but they're too big, too heavy, too expensive, can't get them in the car, need a couple of people to bring them over, hard to kind of drill through and attach together, so I think I like the look but not the practicality. So then I thought about fence posts because they're a bit smaller, they're a bit easier to use, but they're also kind of treated wood that's made for being outdoors. So I've been scouring Facebook Marketplace looking for reclaimed fence posts, and I finally got lucky and found some, and I went going to pick them up, and they're about £5 each, and I think I need about 5 of them. And just to put that into context, when I looked them up online, new ones are about £25 each. So I've basically managed to get all the wood that I need for the price of like 1 post, which is amazing. So I'm off this morning to go and collect them from about 10 miles away. Of course, I had to collect them and load them into my poor car again. As a fancy sports car, I don't think she ever thought she'd have to do this much manual labour. But come September, she's going in to have some body and paint work done. And once she's tarted up, I promise she will go back to being a luxury vehicle only. So I am in Richmond. I'm on a little night out. I am a big fan of Ted Lasso, the television programme, and I decided to come to Richmond to go to the Crown and Anchor pub, which is featured in the show. It's called the Prince's Head in real life, and they're going to do a screening of the series finale. So yeah, looking forward to it. Of course, Lemon came along, identifying as a greyhound for the evening. I ended up having such a great night. I'd actually found out about this through Twitter. I'd never met any of these people before, but we just had the best time. And I love the fact that the location that I live in, it's so easy to access lots of other places where there's always really interesting things happening. Uh-oh, I've been let loose at the garden centre. Someone send help, quick!
Lemon does not look impressed she has to share her seat with all the plants, but is much happier supervising once they are on the boat.
So because the weather is so gorgeous at the moment, and one of the big things I wanted to do in the garden is to get lots of planting and kind of flower beds and everything sorted, and it's just the perfect time to do it. So I've gone out and bought a ton of plants and flowers. I sort of scoured all the supermarkets to try and get the sort of cheaper ones, and then have gone to the garden centre and filled in with some more expensive ones. And the idea is to create a sort of cascading waterfall of flowers. So along the top fence line I've got some planter boxes that I've just bought, and they'll have trailing flowers coming down from them. Then you'll have the full flower bed, which hopefully will be blooming and overflowing, and then below that level you'll have the level where I've decked over, and that'll have lots of flower pots on it and more flowers. So I'd love for it to create a sort of waterfall effect. I bought these planter boxes, metal planter boxes, with hooks hanging out the back of them. I bought 4 of them, and they are going to go on the hang off the railing. You can see behind me the white railing. I bought metal ones because I wanted to have some bright and colourful ones, and I couldn't find any ready, I guess painted or ready coloured, that I liked the look of, and also they're quite expensive. These were about £10 each. I've got 4 of them, and I bought them in metal because I then also bought some bright orange metal spray paint, and I've also got some lacquer that you spray on top, and so I'm going to spray them bright orange. I think they're going to look amazing with different colourful flowers coming out, and this kind of orange in front of the blue of the house is sort of that kind of accent colour. I think it's going to look brilliant. So I've set myself up a little spray paint booth to try and not get spray paint everywhere, and today I'm going to be spray painting all of the planter boxes and figuring out how to bend the hooks so that they will fit, and figure out how to fix them to the wooden fence behind me, because it's sort of diamond, it's a square that's been turned around the side, so it's sort of diamond shaped. So these types of hooks just don't fit onto anything. So I'm going to hopefully bend these out to fit that diamond shape, and then probably drill a hole in the back and secure them with a screw to the back of the little fence, and then they will sit in the right position and hopefully not fall off.
I managed to use a hammer and brute force to shape the brackets to the fence, and then screwed them to the fence to secure them. I also decided that painting them white to match the fence made them blend in and look a lot tidier.
So I need to do some work on the patio area. What I've noticed is that I obviously got a little bit overzealous with the digging, and the sort of back corner over there is quite a lot lower than everywhere else. And at first I thought, oh, it's fine, when the gravel comes I'll just build up more gravel there and even the whole thing out, but it's kind of going to mean that like the base is unstable underneath it and you get movement, and I think it's just going to annoy me to like have done all that work and then not really go that extra 10% to make it as level as it can be, so that it doesn't make problems later. And I need to dig down and make the bed lower and a bit more even before I can use my beams to build up around it. And since the gravel is coming next Thursday, I really have today and tomorrow to kind of sort this all out and get it done right before I have to be back at work on Monday. So that is today's plan. Try and sort all this out, level it out, do more digging, and hopefully start on putting all the beams together and boxing out the bed. Then we'll really be somewhere. So making all of this area level involves taking up and detaching the base that I've put down, which is not easy at all. They're very easy to put together, they're not easy to take apart. So to level out the patio area, I'm digging out the flower bed because obviously it's quite high now that I've dug everything down a lot lower, so it would have needed to be dug out anyways. And I'm using all of the soil from that flower bed to build up the areas where I got a bit overexcited. So now I'm leveling everything out, and as you can see, while I was digging out the flower bed, I found a pipe that actually runs down to the river through the flower bed, which turns out is actually broken. And also, for anybody watching this, I'm a very careful excavator. I did not break the pipe. The pipe was actually already broken. Does explain why all the flowers there always seem to thrive, and I never water them. It's clearly they're getting water from somewhere else. So that's another little job to fix at some point. And now finally I can cover everything back up, and the new base trays have arrived, so I can finally finish that last row. Another stage finally finished. It looks so good. Time to stop and relax and enjoy the sun. Well, that's another jam-packed week. There's so much progress happening so quickly at the moment. I just want to, again, thank you guys for liking, subscribing, sharing, contributing to the GoFundMe. I'm just looking so forward to continuing this really exciting adventure with you. Have a great week.